so much about myself and about life as a result of dealing with this. And I'm really freaking proud of that. But anyway, anyway, chronic illness and social media. This is a weird thing. I'm a really passionate advocate. And the reason why I am such a passionate advocate is because when I was first diagnosed, I couldn't find anybody to look to who was dealing with this and not, I don't want to sound like a bitch, who was trying to make the best of it. I found a lot of support groups, and I'm not trying to insult the people who are in those support groups because I was there at one point. But all the support groups, it was it was a race to the bottom. It was just a contest. Well, no, my life sucks more than yours. Well, yeah, when that's your approach to your life, it does suck. And that health issues aside, you've you've got to make the best of it. And if you're just going to sit around and feel sorry for yourself, that's on you. That's on you. Anyway, I'm a very passionate advocate about bringing these topics into the light. But even for me, sometimes it can get hard. Like, I have a really good girlfriend, and she got frustrated with me one day, and she's like, damn it, I'm asking you how you feel. I don't want you to give me your standard, oh, I'm okay, that you give everybody. I want to know. So I had to explain to her why I don't like to talk about it to that detail, not with anybody. And in case you're wondering, the main reason is I don't want to focus on it. If I focus on this crap enough to explain it clearly to you, I'm way too focused on it. And for me, my coping mechanism, we all cope how we have to. I try my best to put it in the back of my mind. It's still there. I still have to deal with it, obviously, but I can't let it be front and center. This stuff has robbed me of enough of my life. I can't give up what I've got left. But anyway, that's a pretty good segue into my topic tonight, chronic illness and social media. This information is from a website called themighty.com. And The Mighty is a great resource for people with health issues and or disabilities. It trips me out how often I will have interacted with somebody, sometimes for several years, on social media, and then they'll DM me out of the blue like, oh yeah, I have insert weird illness here. And I'm always just like, whoa, how did I not know this? And I'll always ask because I have a lot of brain fog and my memory is not as good as I would like it to be. So I always ask, oh my gosh, did I know that? And I just forgot. And most of the time the answer is no, I don't discuss it. In fact, I was in a meeting. This has nothing to do with social media, but it's just how we deal in general. I was at a meeting the other day for my employer, and we were discussing remote work and flexible schedules. And I was like, yeah, hello. I know I sound like a broken record, but you've got to consider what these things mean to your employees that have health issues and or disabilities. And I got a message from a woman. It's the first time I've ever interacted with her. We've been in these meetings together for a couple of years now, and she thanked me for always bringing it up because she doesn't want to discuss it. And I understand that and I respect that. I really do. So why are people so hesitant to talk about this stuff on social media? Well, first of all, people assume that we're looking for attention. If I was going to look for attention, I'd find a much more creative way to do it than poor pitiful Pearl and her health issues. That's silly. People will say I'm being melodramatic. I can be. I'm not going to lie. Sure, I have those days. But if you had to deal with what I deal with, you'd probably be a lot more melodramatic than I am. My favorite was somebody accused me once of being ungrateful because they asked me how I was. It was not a good day. It was not a good day. So my response was, I'm okay. I'm okay. Because I really try not to accept having a bad day. Even on the worst days, I usually just say it's a rough day. But this person got really in my face and you're so ungrateful. I was like, excuse me, but bitch, please. I'm more grateful than most people. You know why? Because I came this close to being a bedridden pill popper. So I'm a very grateful person, and I'm grateful for all the lessons that I've learned as a result of dealing with these health issues. People don't like to discuss it because healthy people assume that we're just being whiny. Yeah, okay, I'll own that. I have my days. Sure. We all do, though. You know, plenty of healthy people whine for a hell of a lot less reason than those of us with health issues. People will say we're lacking faith. Oh my gosh, no, my faith is what gets me through this. If I didn't, when I started this journey, I did not have faith. I did not, I believed, but I didn't really, it was very, I had a really weird thing with God. But the more time I spend with God and the more I develop that relationship, the easier all this stuff is to deal with. So, yes, I have a tremendous amount of faith, and thank goodness because it gets me through the most difficult times. People think we're weak. I'm not weak. I am not weak. I'll tell you point blank, most people don't deal with this as well as I do. Most people can't because of what's here. It's not that I'm anything magical. It's that I figured out I have to take control of this. But we're not weak people. We walk around, and I told a doctor once years ago when I was first diagnosed with fibromyalgia, I was like, man, this sucks. I have no pain tolerance. And he laughed at me and he said, actually, you have an incredible pain tolerance. You're just maxed out all the time. So it doesn't take anything to put you over the edge. Like, that's such a better way to look at it. We don't talk about it because people think we're crazy. I don't often go into detail about how I'm feeling. And part of it is I don't want to think about it that much, but part of it too is I watch people's faces when I tell them. Because I've told a lot of people in my face-to-face world, in my real life, I see their faces change. I see the skepticism. When I do try to really explain it to somebody, the response I get almost every time is, I don't know how you live like that. Well, what choice do I have? That's how. I don't have any choice. But we're not crazy. We're not weak. We're sad. There's a lot of sadness involved with this. Look, our lives have they've changed dramatically. We didn't ask for this. Simple activities. If I had my druthers, I would have one of those damn houses that's immaculate. But you know what? I don't have the energy. I don't have, my big thing is my bathroom's got to be clean because I like to take baths because that's what my body doesn't hurt very much when I'm in the bathtub. So I love to take baths. So I scour my bathroom. But you know what? A lot of times just cleaning my bathroom, it's a small bathroom. It doesn't take very long. That can throw me into a terrible flare and I can be in bed all day the next day. Literally from something as simple as cleaning my bathroom. How freaking crazy is that? Can you even imagine what that's like? It's wild and it sucks. We're sad. We're completely exhausted. But when we try to rest, all we do is guilt trip ourselves over all the things that we feel we should be doing. And then you get painsomnia, which is when you are completely exhausted and all you want to do is sleep. But you can't because your body hurts too much. We grieve. There's a lot of grief. We grieve for our former lives. We're often angry and bitter. I spent a lot of time being angry and bitter. It just didn't work for me. That's not how I choose to go through my life. But those feelings, they're still there. I still have to deal with that sometimes, even all these years later. You can't deny those feelings. You've got cause to be angry and bitter, frankly. But okay, and the hell are you going to do with that? You can't dwell on it. You can't live there. We grieve because chronic pain, chronic illness is extraordinarily isolating. How the hell can you make plans when you don't even, I don't know how I'm going to feel tomorrow, let alone in a week. Do you know how hard it is to make plans? And when we can't make it, So we had plans. I sucked it up and I made plans, and then the day comes and I can barely move. And I've got to call you. And I got to tell you, hey, I'm really sorry. I know we had plans, but I can't make it. I don't feel good. The shit that people say, excuse my language, but the shit that people have said to me over the years, I'm not friends with any of those people anymore because they were never friends. Because if they were, they would have never acted the way. But every single one of them, it was my chronic health problems were such an inconvenience for them. Seriously? I've been called a flake more times than I care to even think about. And it used to really hurt my feelings. Now it's like, yeah, whatever. If you're gonna deal with me that way, I'm just not gonna, you're not worth my time. You're not worth my energy. And I sure as hell don't have the patience for you. But we grieve because we can't do all the things that we feel that we should do. We certainly can't do all the things that society feels that we should do. We can't even do the things that we want to do. And you know what's the worst part? Our world shrinks so incredibly small. And so it's sad. It really is sad. Excuse me. We don't talk about it on social media because judgment. Y'all healthy people can be really judgmental at times. And there's even a website for people like me. But you don't look sick. What the hell does that even mean? Because I choose to make the best of my situation, and I choose to pull myself together and present myself as best I can. Somehow that makes me less unhealthy. How the hell does that work? Would it make everybody feel better if I slumped around in a raggedy oversized t-shirt and sweatpants and athletic socks with slides and my hair, well, okay, my hair is unkempt today. But my hair all, what does that even mean? That is one of the dumbest things that people say. Why would you ever say that to someone? Don't do that, because it makes you look like a dumbass, frankly. We get, uh-oh, I'm frozen. Shit.